So let's continue. I had a pretty cool idea that I fleshed out. It took me a while. It took me a little less than a year. Um, I got partnered with a an entrepreneur who had some money, who liked the idea enough that we went around and pitched it to people, California and on the East Coast even. Um, it's just too expensive to get up and going. Really, I didn't get any takers. I didn't want to quit. It was hard to take that I couldn't succeed. I had hopes that I would succeed, and of course, this is like one of those things you hear over and over again, right? But my ex wanted me to go back to school, and I just couldn't let it go. I couldn't admit that I failed. I convinced her that we should go to California, live with my parents, where it wouldn't cost us money since I hadn't worked, and she was working as a paralegal at the time, and she did, and I had did it under the guise that I potentially go back to school. I told her that I would, and I guess it was a lie because my heart wasn't in it. It would have been so hard to start again. I don't think I would have never been able to succeed and do it. But I told her, let's go there. I can continue this project, see if I can find any takers there. We get there, we lived there for about a year and a half, raising my boy. He had just been born when we moved. My currently 7-year-old boy, Penguin, cutie. But it was so hard. We lived with my mom. I'd never live with your parents when you're married. Problem is my mom started getting some serious illnesses. She started seizing, having all these seizures constantly, and so I was taking care of her family. My younger boys at the time, my stepdad was never home, really, hardly ever, that I remember, and this drove a bigger wedge in between us because I wasn't working, we were collecting welfare and child's, like all sorts of food stamps and stuff at this time because I was an a-hole and didn't go to work, and I thought that everything would be fine. I didn't feel a huge need for it. I actually went and got a part-time job for 3 months, which I was laid off because they couldn't find a good fit for me. Eventually I broke down and did that, but it wasn't enough. And I remember us going and getting some marital help at the time, and my ex is like, look, I'm gonna go back to Utah to my parents. You're either gonna come with me or you're not, during that time was so hard. She felt so alone because I had sided with my mom on a lot of things. She was wanting me to go get a job, and my mom was like, oh, it's gonna be okay, just follow your heart type of thing. And that's what I wanted to hear, right? So I sided with her instead. Terrible mistake. Never do that again, right? But I try not to be too terribly hard on myself. I wouldn't have been a nurse had I not followed this path. I think I'm happier as a nurse than I would have ever been as a chiropractor. It's the only saving grace to all of this. But the whole process, I lost my wife and the ability to be with my kids all the time. Brings me a lot of sadness. It's definitely self-induced. I definitely blame myself almost completely. Initially, I blamed my ex for the reason I left. But really, this is all my doing, my deficiency. So when I talk about my addictions and my addictive personality and my ADHD, it brings a lot of pain. A lot of what ifs, a lot of self-loathing, self-hate that I have to push through. A lot of real deep pain and sadness. And I've tried to avoid it or cover it up with other things, other addictions. But in the end, it was really me. I remember following her, though, at this point. I remember saying, look, I'll give this up to be with you. And after that point, it never was equal between us. I had cheated on her, and no apology or an I love you could ever fix that for me. She might have forgiven me, but I always felt like from that point forward, time in California, 3 years in, maybe? From that point forward, there was 4 years in? Sorry. There was just no forgiving me. I felt it in every fight that we had, every argument we ever had, every time she kicked a door or punched a wall, or like when I would kick a door or punch a wall too, like kind of copying her later in the marriage. I felt like it was my fault. And it kind of led to an abusive relationship in my mind, where I would give in to everything, and I was walking on eggshells all the time to please her, and nothing ever worked. She was still getting mad every day, and for a good reason, you know? It really was. I really felt like I had cheated on her, and it just came out. Maybe at a subconscious level for her, and she would get angry or she'd get frustrated with me, and I couldn't handle it. My anxiety would just be on a 10 out of 10, or higher it seemed on some days. Man, I just remember everywhere we moved when we came back to Utah, it was terrible. We went and lived with her parents for a good year after that too, and it wasn't easy. It's not easy for her. She wasn't as close to her parents as I was with my mom, you know? So we got kind of close because we were both in a common thing for a little bit with her parents, but really I was working at Walmart as a cake decorator. I found a job as a call center. Worked my way up in that company as an event coordinator, as their top event coordinator. I used to throw parties, loved that job. Everything was a little bit different each time. There was a lot of excitement in that job. I used to continue to bake cakes for them. And it was okay. I was making okay money. Not good money, but I hadn't finished school, and anyway, things were still not good between us. They really never got good again after I cheated on her with chiropractic school in that little project and didn't side with her. I just killed the trust with her. Anyways, it's hard. I feel so bad every time I go see her. Like, want to hug her and tell her how sorry I am. And I do. But it's never good enough. It took those years from her life. Good years.